homage to Shakyamuni Buddha. With your great compassion, are you with me? Okay. With your great compassion, you embraced the turbulence and dangerous wound, and made 500 mates aspirations. You are as exalted as the white lotus. Whoever hears your name shall never return to samsara. Most compassionate teacher, to you I pay homage. Tayatha Om Mani Mani Mahamanaye Soha. 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 By reciting the name of the Buddha and the mantra, the great light of wise wisdom raised emanate from the body of the Buddha, purifying all the obscurations of myself and all sentient beings. The virtues of the perfect path of the Mahayana are firmly established, and the state of non-return is attained. Thank you for the copies, the Buddha's prayer. All right. Make sure correct your motivation for a second, and then listen correctly to the teaching. Nyarji chimbo tsuddin yigme kya zongde molam chimbo ngabjada bakardar ngangsan tu hirmedo tumba tukji chan la kyushyak tsar shogom chuje yangji pobrana tisam sanji kinjingo nye rangsam churga ngongsam tonzab tsawe lama namla kyushyak tsar. Lojong Teaching, we're going to every Sunday, as you know. Lojong Teachings from Kadamba tradition. Okay? Lojong Teaching is from Kadamba tradition. So, Kadamka means actually speech from the Buddha, or speech from the masters, speech from the teacher. Kadam means instruction, right? Instruction. In Sanskrit, Upandesha, instruction. So the essence of Buddha's own words, or the master's own words, and using that as the instruction is the meaning of the term Kadam. Kadam. Pa means who practice the Buddha's teachings is instruction. Pa means actually when we say, for instance, like, in Tibet, pa, always pa means, like we say, meditator or practitioner, or what do you call it? So pa means people who doing this. So that's gardam pa, So Lojong comes from the Gardamba tradition. So Piti instructions are the essence of Buddha's teaching. Okay? Because they go to the heart of what we need to cultivate in our every sort of day, everyday lives, So according to the Buddhist tradition, these Piti instructions must be transmitted by someone who has genuinely engaged with them and genuinely, practiced, and experienced, So they can be practiced directly and will have in sort of immediate effect in our spiritual development. Do you understand? Gardamba, so Lojong, okay? Lojong, I will tell you, the word Lojong literally means training the mind, right? In English, training the mind. So Lojong is in Tibet. Lo means mind, okay? Mind in Tibet say lo, sometimes same, mind, lo, so all same. So lo is the mind, right? Jong means to train, to tame your mind, to transform your mind. Jong, so lo, jong. So lo emphasizes the mind's sort of cognitive nature, its ability to discriminate or distinguish and so forth, lo. And Jong emphasizes the need to train the mind to fully realize its nature. Lojong, okay? Lojong is about training the mind to the intelligent in a very fundamental way. Lojong. This is a big topic, This is about Buddhism, Lojong, towards training the mind. That's all. So we're going to teach this every Sunday, how to train the mind. But first, this Lojong, or training the mind, is from Kadamba tradition. So you have to know that, right? So the purpose of Lojong is learning to make intelligent use of our emotional nature as well as to think in a correct and beneficial practice. So intelligent way, very important. Intelligent as the mind's capacity, right? Capacity to feel and experience emotions as much as its ability to think more clearly. Intelligent. Think about why do we suffer a lot? Why do we have so many negative emotions? Why? That's the problem in this samsara, in this world. Why do we have lots of problems? From the Buddhist point of view, the cause of these problems are our selfish or egoistic perception, Buddhist perspective. That's why the Buddha himself, first, he recognized the training the mind, which is practice compassion or bodhicitta, right? The bodhicitta is, is an antidote to the selfish egoistic. Just I told you, why do we have so many problems? Why do we suffer a lot because selfish, because of the egoistic, right? So that's why Buddha thought about what is then, he understood that we all have, problems. So then he investigated what the problem, what is the causes of these problems, what is the then antidote. So he recognized that the antidote is practice bodhicitta, which is the training the mind. That's what we call Lojong. So Buddha, in his teachings, he suggested that everybody should practice bodhicitta. Everybody. Because everybody has this problem. So, I think this year, every Sunday, we should focus more on Lojong, or the mind training, rather than practice Dzogchen, or great perfection, or what do you call it, emptiness. Without Lojong practice, if you practice Dzogchen, I'm not so sure really reduce or diminish all our problems. But for sure, if you practice Lojong, then mind training means practice loving kindness and bodhicitta. Okay? And actually it depends you where you are. What kind of practice you want. We have to think these things because we have so many problems and worries and, Lojong is actually about bodhicitta. Let's say if you have a real or genuine bodhicitta mind, then you are definitely ready to practice other things. There is nothing other things. Everything include bodhicitta practice, but the first make sure that you have the bodhicitta mind, right? So you should check with your life, check with your mind, and are you happy or are you suffering? Right? Let's say first do not think about others. First check yourself, your life, your mind, your body. Okay? So if you are not happy with your life, I'm sure you are happy with your life, but let's say negative way. So if you are not happy with your life, then you need to figure out what make it better. That's what we're looking for. That's where focus on. We need to focus on that. Otherwise, you are not really trying to learn anything new in your life. You will just go on and on this up and down all the time, and then you die. That's all, right? There's another thing. Usually people think that, to have more money or bigger house or lots of property or etc., then more happy. It's true, definitely it's true. More comfortable, more happy. But it's not necessary, I think, It depends how you think. How you work with your mind. For example, I don't have many things that you do, Yet there is nothing really missing from my life. And nothing, big worries in my life. whole my life. No big worries at all. When I go back to Tibet and people say you are very fortunate and they're really happy with my life because I don't have complicated life. That's how, I have very happy life so far. And it is because I keep everything is simple. Simple. Whenever I go and wherever I go, I just try to without worry. People worried a lot. I think that's big problem. Shantandewa said that there is no need to worry. If you have a problem, you can figure out, you can make better it, then why you worry? If you cannot figure out, then useless worry. So, what he's trying to say is no worry. Like that's I think really true. So if I think, if you have a kind of simple life, that's maybe impossible. You will be very comfortable if that is possible. And, I'm not here to tell you that what to do and what not to do, But I just want to share with you what I have learned and how I think what is important to have in our life and how to take care our life, so that you can think your life and change your life if you want. Right? Sometimes people think that, become a Buddhist and then listen to these teachings, amazing teachings, and quickly get enlightenment, right? Enlightenment means, self-realization. But I don't think that's the point. The point is how to take care of your life. I think Buddha tried to help us that, how to take care of our life, happy life. So there are so many ways we can do that, right? For instance, first step is to have a very clear idea of what kind of life you want to live. We have to think that first, right? A simple life, complicated life, comfortable life, or you want more great spread of power or wealth, so on. So there are so many ways. We have to first think about it, right? Then before making any decision, ask yourself, well, will this idea and action that I'm consider get me closer to the kind of life I want to live, or this idea further from it? So every decision you make is important for your life and for others, I think. That is Lojong, that is training mind. How to train in mind, or Lojong means how to take care of your mind. That's all about Lojong. So we all, should learn to live in a way that makes joy and happiness, if it is possible, right? Maybe we can do this. Maybe not. It depends you, right? Lobjong practice really helps open your heart. For example, like for every morning, I think that, well, today is a new day. I always think that. I mean, it is a new day, right? Yesterday, gone. Tomorrow, not here. So today is new day. So good day or bad day, it depends how you're doing, how you think. So new day, everything new. New body, new mind, everything new. So I think, I have to do something new too, because everything is new. We never think not new. We don't think today is new day. Our body is same as yesterday, but it's not. Completely different, completely new. Our body is completely new. Mind is completely new. Maybe you don't understand when I say this, but it's new. So, for example, when you wake up morning, think about the sufferings and difficulties that people have for a while, and then cultivate compassion. I think that's how we train in the mind. And without suffering, we don't have the opportunity to cultivate compassion and understanding, right? That's clear. That's without suffering, we don't have great opportunity to cultivate compassion, bodhicitta, and patience, and emptiness, all of these, positive, emotions. Understanding yourself, understanding about others, Without understanding, there is no true love. There is no true compassion. There is no true, bodhicitta. Understanding very important. When you wake up morning, you have to, cultivate compassion and understand yourself and others. Which means think about, suffering, difficult situations, right? Then you understand how important cultivate compassion and love and kindness, or, because we need true love, true compassion, true bodhicitta mind. That makes our mind, open and comfortable. So I think we should not imagine in a place where there is no suffering, where is only happiness. It is impossible. Impossible. Only happiness. Impossible. But that's fine, because then we have a good opportunity to practice. If you don't think about suffering, I know you don't like to think about suffering, but if you don't think suffering, how you cultivate compassion? Shamba, Nyarji, Tanyam, Gawa, the four immeasurable, practice four immeasurable, right? Compassion, love, Shamba Tsamme, then the equanimity, right? May all sentient beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering, cause of suffering. Huh? Oh, that one third, right? Third practice, I think you can practice the third of the four measurable without thinking suffering, right? But compassion and love, maybe no. So I think, this is important to have every new day. Think about it, cultivate compassion and bodhicitta. I mean, I totally believe that where we are today is a direct result of decision we have made yesterday. Although we constantly make decisions, we're not always mindfully and always clearly, right, correctly. But it depends. Today depends on yesterday. That's why Buddha said always, make sure today is a good day. And because then tomorrow depends on today, probably. That's why today you have to focus on today, not tomorrow, not yesterday. Every day, new day. Every day, make sure a good day, happy day. And then your future, okay, no problem. But most people don't really think today. They think tomorrow. Right? Then worries. But today is the most important. I always think that it is very important to have a happy life, which means try to open your heart through practice bodhicitta, through practice mind training or lobjong. Be gentle with yourself, kind to others, love your family, friends, or your neighbors, That's how you live, That's your life. That's how you train in your mind. That's the lobjong practice. Lobjong practice is not just to listen and understand and intellectually. That's nothing. You have to do that. You have to love yourself, love others. If you don't love others, how you make that, happen? Very important. A healthy relationship. We always think that. Healthy relationship is based on spiritual practice. If you have a compassion, patience, love, true love, you have definitely healthy relationship. If you don't have this, your relationship is not healthy. So the healthy relationship, everybody's looking for that, right? So it depends on practice mind training, practice on lobjong. So that's why I always think this is very important, lobjong practice. So let me know when you have a sort of bodhicitta, genuine bodhicitta mind. Then you need to take the bodhicitta vow if you don't have yet. But don't worry. First, don't think about the vow first. You have to cultivate, meditate bodhicitta over again and again and again, until completely open your heart. Then take the bodhicitta vow. Perfect. Very nice. Bodhicitta is about kindness, about wishing happiness to yourself and other living beings. That's bodhicitta. Easy to say that, but difficult to cultivate. Happiness to yourself and others, very difficult. So the teachings of Buddha, describe reality in two ways. You know this, the relative bodhicitta and the ultimate bodhicitta. That's all. Or you can say how things appear or how things truly are. So two truths. So the relative bodhicitta, which is trained in the mind, love and compassion, right? That's relative bodhicitta. Ultimate bodhicitta, which is resting in the nature and free from conceptual liberations. That's ultimate bodhicitta. So according to the ultimate bodhicitta, these appearances, right, are just our mind's manifestations of confusion, according to ultimate bodhicitta. In the end, they are not actually existent in any way whatsoever, but are like appearance in a dream. Exactly. This is a dream. We are dreaming now. All these things dream. Completely dream. The point of view, the ultimate bodhicitta point of view, everything is dream. You attached to the dream. You are angry with your dream. You know, everything is a dream. Because when you look directly at the ultimate bodhicitta mind, there is no color, no shape, no form, nothing is perceived. It is not located anywhere, okay, inside or outside of your body, ultimate bodhicitta mind. By examining and investigating mind, you should understand of the nature of this awareness, which has no location or no cessation. I'm talking about ultimate bodhicitta. Through meditation, when you look directly at the mind's nature, you can come to have direct experience of mind nature. When you are looking at the mind directly, you are seeing its nature, which you can call ultimate bodhicitta mind, or you can call emptiness mind, or you can call both of the union of the appearance and the emptiness. That's what we call self-realization. That's what we call enlightenment. That's what we call ultimate bodhicitta. There is nothing else that needs to be done. So no matter how it is described, this is how our basic nature really is. It is not you are making, okay? It's the nature. You cannot make this. And it is not the result of practice, actually. It's always, it's simply the way it has always been. And this is the ultimate bodhicitta. This is the nature of the reality, the nature of, all phenomena, nature of your mind. That's how you practice bodhicitta, ultimate bodhicitta, right? There are two different kind of things that we need to focus on. So in any case, if this is difficult to meditate for you, then you should practice relative bodhicitta, right? The relative bodhicitta is meditate love and compassion. Love and compassion, which is taking and giving. Understand? Taking and giving. So, ultimate bodhicitta is maybe a little bit difficult. If you don't have good foundation, if you don't have the real relative bodhicitta mind, then you cannot jump there. You just you have to go, step by step. First, practice love and kindness, right? So, in order to practice this is I called love and compassion is actually taking and giving. Taking and giving practice. So in order to practice taking and giving without regret, let's say, I send all my virtues, activity, and my happiness, and the past, present, and the future my wealth, and my body to all sentient beings. Meditate that each individual receives all this happiness and cultivate a strong kind of feeling of joy, and each one's receiving it. That's given meditation. Taking and given meditation. Understand? So now I'm going to teach you how to meditate on giving and taking. Because I know that some of you don't know about giving and taking meditation, and you really need this meditation for the situation that you have now. That's why today I'm going to do that. Today we're going to meditate on taking and giving meditation. Many of you know this. So the purpose of the taking and giving, or also Tibetan we call Tonglen. Tong means give, Len means take. So the purpose of the Tonglen practice is to develop actually your heart, as well as practice for developing your compassion. So the practice of Tonglen, or taking giving, begins with your aspiration to help others. And you know the way to help others is to just develop sympathy and friendship for yourself, and then to sort of extend that out. So you should remember your aspiration to help others. However, this is important to know. For example, just as when you take a bodhicitta vow, you are not already full of the quality and have the capacity of bodhisattvas, right? When you take in bodhicitta vows, you're trying to become a bodhisattva, but you don't have the capacities bodhisattvas yet, right? In the same way, when you start working with Tonglen practice, giving and the taking practice, you should not feel that you are there already or you have that capacity. It's clearly, you don't have that capacity. You cannot take suffering. You cannot give really your happiness. But you are trying to practice. You're trying to practice and try to open your mind, right? So you desire to develop your heart and your ability to sort of genuinely care for other people and yourself, of course. So sometimes people know that they don't have this capacity, but still they worry about when you take in somebody's suffering. You think you will suffer because you are taking. How you think that? You don't have that capacity now. You just try to meditate, try to open your heart and try to develop your heart, and how to sort of, cultivate compassion for yourself and others. You don't have capacity yet. So if you do practice very literally and according to the instructions, the practice itself develops your heart. That is the purpose. That is the essence. That is the point. You start out being able to care for those you love, right? You work with that, and in the process, you begin to develop sort of sympathy for your own sort of confusion, as well as for the confusion of the other people that you don't like. And that extends out more and more. more and more. That's how you develop. That's how you train in your mind. Lojong practice. So it is practice that actually develops bodhicitta. It's actually, you're thinking, this is how you practice relative bodhicitta. So in the practice, you work with suffering and happiness, right? Suffering and happiness. Today, I just mentioned earlier, there is, don't imagine where there is the place there is a happiness, no suffering. That's impossible. So we can make that. So we have to, when we meditate on this, we work with suffering and happiness. And very important, it should be real, and it should be totally sort of untheoretical. Totally, it should be sort of heartfelt, very important. It should be sort of tangible, You understand what I mean? In order to practice the taking and giving, in order to, you work with suffering and happiness, it should be real. Not just to visualize, not just to thinking. It should be your heart felt. First of all, you're working with sort of specific suffering, specific pain, sadness, right? And it's a very sort of personal sense of pain or suffering, yours or someone else's. And also you are sort of extending that sense of suffering out to include all sentient beings. So if that's very important. That's why I say, if you just, just had an idea of extending out all sentient beings, all living beings, just the idea, just without sort of heartfelt, then the practice would be very sort of theoretical, and it would never sort of actually touch your heart. You have to feel it, in order to cultivate compassion. It's hard, it's difficult, right? It's hard. So working with both of these situations together makes the practice very real and very sort of, heartfelt. That's the most important. It's not only in practice. Whatever you practice, meditate, shamatha, vipassana, emptiness, whatever, heartfelt. You understand this? Heartfelt. Something really you are experiencing. You touch something, with your mind, not just, thinking. That's very important before you meditate on taking and giving, okay? Now, meditate. Tonglen. First relax, right? First relax your body and get sort of comfortable. And correct your motivation. Then you can begin the meditation by imagining yourself or one person that you know who is really suffering. And visualize, either yourself or he or she that you know suffering sitting in front of you. Okay? That's your visualization. Now I'm going to talk about how you visualize when you practice taking and giving. When you meditate on this, you visualize somebody is really suffering and you love, right? You love this person, but he's suffering. You don't want that, so right? So you really visualize him, he or she in front of you. He's right there. That's I call heartfelt. Then imagine all of their sufferings. How they suffering? What is the cause of suffering? All this very detailed, Suffering, pain, sadness, or sickness, living or moving their body as a dark or black color smoke. Understand? Visualize this as you breathe inward, moving their sufferings from their body. And then breathe out, right? When you breathe out, imagine all of your happiness, your good health, your joy, whatever, peacefulness, whatever the good things, your virtues, good things, live in your body in the form of white light and going towards the person you are visualizing who are suffering. Understand? So take in given meditation, work with your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Take in, given. Take in, given. And there is a difference between the practice for yourself or for others. You practice for others, the taking given for others. The visualization, same as I just told you, right? In front of you, and then give, take, breathe in, breathe out. But if you do this practice for yourself, then a little bit different. It will be like this. When you breathe in, right? When you breathe in, visualize all the happiness and joy that exists in this world. You are taking, and you are sort of receiving those things. When you meditate for yourself, you don't have visualize yourself in front of you. You just exactly as you, and then you breathe in all the goodness exist in this world. You are taking and you receiving them. And then when you breathe out, imagine that all your sufferings, your worries, your sadness, right? So bad things live in sort of your body and mind. Understand? Breathe out. Let go everything. Breathe out. Let go everything. Continue doing this only. Take and give in. Practice during the meditation session. Breathe in, take in, breathe out, give in. It's very simple, but very profound meditation. This is bodhicitta practice. This is great compassion practice. This is love practice. This is lojong. This is mind training. We need this kind of meditation with our mind. This mind, how we think, terrible. We're never satisfied. So as you continue your practice and it becomes more stable and real and heartfelt and tangible, you really get something at the end you meditate. You open your mind and compassionately for everybody, yourself, Then you're ready you can sort of begin to expand the given and taken to more and more other sentient beings. First of all, you don't need to think about and visualize all living beings, okay? Because you can't. If you do this, I just told you, never touch your heart. Living beings is so big. How you think that? How you don't have that sort of real feeling, they are suffering. You can't do that. So first, you have to either visualize yourself or someone really you love, and people who are really suffering. Then you do this more and more, and your mind is, more open, and then eventually, yes, you can move on other living beings. Exactly, then you can give everything for sentient beings, taking all sufferings, you can do that, but first, no. And this is how you develop your bodhicitta, relative bodhicitta, right? Love and compassion. And you can see, we are here every day, hear so many things, different things, good things, bad things, see people, how you feel. You can check yourself, whether you have bodhicitta mind or not. Easy. How you see it when you see the animals, when you see the people, when you see everything, how you feel, how you think. Compassionately, or your anger, you're angry, all these things you hear or see, how you can investigate your mind, and you will see how much you have compassion. If you don't have compassion, that's your problem. You have to cultivate, you have to develop it. Compassion and bodhicitta never come to automatically. And also, I just told you that all people are selfish. I mean, most, So then we need antidote, bodhicitta. Bodhicitta mind cannot develop someone who is very selfish. Always think that of course selfish means. So easy to check. Are you really ready to practice other things or not? Easy. If you don't have the bodhicitta mind, you are definitely not ready to practice other things. Because this is the foundation. This is the foundation. Are you ready to build a house? Which means you have a good foundation. You're ready to build. No foundation? Even you try to build a house, you fail. That's same. Check yourself. Very important. You're ready to practice other things or not? If you're not, practice relative bodhicitta. And you practice over again and again this relative bodhicitta, taking and giving. Sometimes you become sort of tired, with this practice. Then you can simply do rest and meditation. Right? Rest as long as you can without thought, which also is part of the ultimate, part of, not real, but part of the ultimate bodhicitta. When you're tired, over again, right? Over again, practice this, only in practice, and then sometimes you're very tired, and then just relax and rest meditation. So that means you are practicing both relative bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta together. So you don't have to practice anything else. All Buddhist teachings include this, relative bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta. We have to keep simple. Sometimes people teach so many things, but that's really good. I just told you, understanding is so important. But we need to keep simple everything, no complicated. That's all. We have a few minutes, okay? So now practice taking and giving. Just I give you the instructions. You have to follow these instructions. And yeah.
Could you explain the Tonglen practice that relates to the very ill person, and then
Oh, real person or human?
Yeah.
Ill. Oh,
Person. Ill person.
ill person. Oh, yeah, that's just, there are so many types of sufferings, right? So if someone who are ill, then you only the taking given, when you breathe in, you don't have to take the illness, but you breathe in, you visualize that this person is really ill and move away from his body and mind. Move away, okay? Living from his body. You don't have to receive that illness yourself, right? But just to, move away and kind of disappear, the illness. And this, person, can, and then breathe out and give him a medicine, happiness medicine.
Is it like seeing the dark smoke that you mentioned? Like seeing that
Well, that's
leaving their body, but it doesn't go into you. It just
no.
leaves them.
Well, if you want, it doesn't. If you want, you can receive that. If you don't want, just to disappear,
Yeah.
like a cloud,
Yeah.
like a smoke. They will disappear. It's a person. This is an idea how you cultivate compassion. It's not, really you receive the problems or sufferings. Okay.